I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through.
They are towing a line constantly with this COVID stuff. No one finds out the truth. No one's allowed to talk about it.
So I just automatically prayed for Jamie. Jamie's such a good human being.
In a surprising new development, Jamie Foxx, the charming entertainer and vocalist, is by and by managing a well-being emergency. Tales and insider sources demonstrate that Foxx's well-being is in serious risk since he got back to the clinic just a brief time after his most memorable visit. As indicated by an individual near Foxx, Jamie's choice to haul out of another undertaking has buddies worried that he might not have completely recuperated as everybody accepts. This disturbing remark raised worries about Foxx's government assistance by indicating how serious his ailment was. Foxx's clinical way has been loaded up with various ups and downs. His dynamic web-based entertainment presence, which remembers posts for his girl's birthday and his latest film. The internment seems, by all accounts, to be totally not quite the same as the existence away from public scrutiny. Jamie has supposedly been battling, yet he has been exceptionally clandestine about what occurred and his recovery. His little girl Corinne told the truth in a strangely open time about a well-being concern. Foxx had to go through weeks at a Chicago restoration office that zeroed in on treating horrendous cerebrum wounds and strokes therefore. While this material doesn't completely catch the extent of his condition, it adds extra data to the continuous story of his medical problems. Foxx's new choice to stop facilitating We Are Family, the Fox game show, and supplant it with Anthony Anderson, and his mom has fanned the fire. This activity upholds the insider's case, which many have deciphered as a sign that he is as yet not completely recuperated. He would rather not imperil his possibilities climbing, regardless of whether he isn't performing at his best. Foxx's assurance to stay quiet about the subtleties of his medical conditions has just provoked individuals' curiosity and tension. Since the entertainer needs to keep his protection while dealing with his well-being concerns, not even those nearest to him know about the conditions. Companions and partners are left endeavoring to assemble pieces of realities to grasp the total degree of Jamie Foxx's medical problem directly following these occurrences. The unsettling reports about his disease and his public appearances illustrate a notable figure going through an exceptionally private battle. With numerous inexplicable issues, the baffling story of Jamie Foxx's emergency clinic creates like a holding thrill ride. Jamie Foxx was confessed to a medical clinic in Georgia on April 11, 2023, which flagged the beginning of a captivating and disrupting section in his life. Corinne Foxx, his girl, reported the news on Instagram, telling her devotees, "From the Foxx family, we needed to share that. Jamie Foxx, my dad encountered a medical problem yesterday." With this news, a rush of theory and disquiet started. The delayed covering of Foxx's sickness stimulated public interest. Jamie showed up via virtual entertainment on May 3 in the midst of the whirlwind of hypotheses, posting the strange subtitle, "Thank you for all the affection. I feel honored." Regardless of these confirmations, the exact idea of his disease stayed obscure. Jamie Foxx is old buddies with Charles Alston, a hip bounce performer better realized by his stage name Charlie McIntosh or Mr. Philadelphia. I really want every one of you to continually keep our adored sibling, Jamie Foxx, whom we as a whole love and care for sincerely in our souls, psyches, and petitions, he wrote in an Instagram post during this trying time. This intense allure conveyed Foxx's wide organization of companions and partners' interests, as well as the gravity of the issue. When podcaster AJ Benza offered alarming comments on Dr. Drew Pinsky's web talk show, Ask Dr. Drew, the story went in a new direction. Benza said that Foxx was visually impaired and to some extent deadened in the wake of getting an immunization. However, Foxx's representative immediately denied this allegation. It was totally false to state it. The effect of these charges produced a more extensive discussion about antibody security that attracted the two defenders and rivals of the vaccination program. In a diversion, this evening interview on June 25, Jamie's co-star Portia Coleman offered a beam of good faith as the story advanced. She consoled her that he was getting some rest, was all right, and would be back in practically no time. This message astonished Foxx's concerned fans, yet it provided them with no sign of how serious his circumstance was. Be that as it may, Foxx's own words shed some light on his unsafe journey. He discussed his involvement with a video that he transferred on July 22 and said, "I went through something that I figured I could never under any circumstance go through." He continued to show his defects. Jamie refreshed Instagram again on August 16, this time communicating appreciation and determination. See the fulfillment of an at long last beginning man to feel such as himself. I can see reason to have some hope, regardless of the exceptionally grim ride. His words made me consider a man clinging to trust and appreciation. He rose up out of a completely dark passage. During this visit, the secret behind Jamie's disease stayed in one piece. However numerous theories exist, not a single one of them have been demonstrated to be valid. They cover anything from strokes to issues with immunizations. The public's energy and worries for the loved artist were uplifted by the absence of explicit data. At the center of a story that is just as endlessly charming as any of Jamie Foxx's past jobs is the dynamic and charming entertainer. A new tempest expands not too far off in that frame of mind of Jamie Foxx's well-being emergency, convoluting a generally perplexing story. This time, C has turned into the objective of a significant allegation that will probably adversely affect his vocation. The objection was recorded under the Grown-Up Survivors demonstration of New York, and subsequently, Foxx is up to speed in a frenzy of legal procedures. The informer, a lady just recognized as Jane Doe, blames Foxx for being engaged with a shocking occurrence that occurred at Katz and Cold Rooftop in August 2015. She guarantees that subsequent to moving toward her for a photograph, while clearly inebriated, Foxx contacted her improperly. Her hands, as per Foxx, stretched out from her midsection to her own regions and underneath her top, rubbing her bosoms. As per her declaration, safety crew and observers at the roof occasion saw the attack occurring yet, incredibly, chose to overlook it. The complainant contends that Birnbaum and Catch Pleasant should be considered responsible for their implied contribution in the assault, as well as their disregard to screen staff individuals, notwithstanding Foxx. Foxx's group has energetically denied these serious charges accordingly. The specialist for the entertainer keeps up with that there was no such event. This disavowal isn't simply an invalidation. It is a statement of war. Foxx's lawyer guarantees that Mr. Foxx needs to record a case for pernicious indictment against this individual and her legal counselors for documenting this made-up claim. This assertion exhibits Foxx's resolute faith in his guiltlessness and his readiness to vivaciously safeguard himself against any charges he feels are unwarranted. Then again, obviously, the informer is steady. She examines the torment and need for clinical consideration she had, as well as the physical and mental harm the supposed attack caused her. Her interest for installment, where she subtleties torment, enduring, mental pressure, nervousness, and embarrassment, adds assurance to the earnestness of her charges. These claims cloud the general visibilities of the loved entertainer, especially considering Foxx's well-being concerns. The public's perspectives are split between doubt at these startling cases and stress for his prosperity, considering how serious the circumstance is. Foxx discussed his fight with well-being in a new video in a tone that felt practically prophetic. "All I needed was for you to not feel that of me." As he leaves on this new undertaking, the general population out of nowhere witnesses an alternate Jamie Foxx, one plagued by legitimate difficulties and claims. Very unique in relation to the beguiling person that the overall population has developed to revere. Jamie Foxx's story never stops enamoring and perplexing, keeping the two companions and rivals in anticipation inside this complicated snare of clinical emergencies and legitimate issues. As Foxx's well-being declines as the claim advances, his biography turns out to be progressively unpredictable and convincing. As the narrative of Jamie Foxx's medical issue advances, an amazing side note that interfaces him to scene puffy brushes, prevalently known as Diddy, another notable figure, arose. This violent, reputed to be disputable association adds to Foxx's now difficult streak. A spilled film restores well-established gossipy tidbits about Diddy's mystery parties, which starts a rush of interest among fans considering Foxx's disease. In the video, Jamie Foxx is heard discussing Diddy's purportedly all-male list of people to attend at his mysterious occasions. Diddy has been the subject of these tales for quite a long time, and Foxx, a source near media outlets, has checked them. These exposures started a blend of wonder, interest, and shock. Allies and pundits the same started drawing correlations between Foxx's ongoing medical issue and his previous associations with Diddy. There was hypothesis with respect to the effect these confidential events had on Foxx's life and prosperity, despite the fact that there was no hard proof connecting the two. Diddy is confronting lawful difficulties on the grounds that to the steady stream of claims and allusions. The public saw Diddy more fundamentally than Foxx, who has accumulated empathy and stress from his fan base in view of his medical problems and allegations. Fans have all the earmarks of being losing confidence in his blamelessness, maybe because of the mounting allegations and arraignments. We presently need to understand what you, the crowd, consider this unfurling show. What do you believe is the hidden reason for Jamie Foxx's ailment? Do you suppose the ongoing charges against him are valid? Or would they say they are only a concealment for something more vile? Your contemplations and hypotheses are urgent to this continuous discussion. Remember to leave your remarks underneath. Goodbye, and recollect the work.